on the brown. Just stand back, just a little.
Yeah, you're correct. It's the brown.
Yeah. Tell me about it, Jesse.
Can you smile?
Jesse's building at the Art Institute, building a church. What do you think about these paintings? Huh?
I don't know.
Here, stand over here. I'm gonna get you. Yeah.
There's somebody behind you.
I know. I'm gonna get it back. There we go.
You can take a picture.
I've got this. All right. What do you think about it, Jesse? Huh?
Every single one of them is unique and amazing. Some of them are good, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Huh? Jesse, tell us what your impression of the yellow dancers. What is that? One behind you. What do you think about them?
I think I just
What are they talking about?
weird stuff. Just some things are just weird here.
Okay.
Those leaves look pretty good.
You did? You like that?
Those leaves.
Uh-huh.
Those are pretty good leaves.
Here we are, Jesse. We're at the bean. You go up there with your mama.
Where's Mom? Where are we?
You go up to it. Isn't that cool? Tribune, and we're right at the Riverwalk. What? Huh? Yeah. All right, bud. What'd you say? Yeah. All right, good job, bud.
Better loving one who would break.
Here they go to the Field Museum. All right, in the Field Museum. We're into the big ones. We're at the Field Museum and looking at the dinosaurs. Big boy right there. We're on our way to see Sue. Is this Sue's head? Sue's real head. Oh my goodness, look at that, Jesse. That's Sue's real head. Okay. Sue's real head. There's Sue right there. Oh my. Alright. Alright, we're going around to see Sue. There we go. Oh my goodness, look at Sue. Wow. Jesse, no running. Look at Sue. That's huge. Oh.
I didn't get a good picture of Jesse. You may have to come back. There's Jesse. Waiting.
Right here at the Tribune Building. That's pretty cool looking. Gonna go up it. Tribune Building. Yeah.
What type of boat are you going on? That one? That one?
No, that's a different.
Look at there.
That's called shoreline.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
Ours is called shoreline.
Yeah. Yeah, ours is gonna be cool.
follows his three-word ethos for architecture, which was pretty straightforward: less is more. It was meant to convey the idea that his buildings were practical, stripped-down structures, which they are. Mies van der Rohe also was not just an architect. I should note he also taught architecture in Chicago for decades. Most of his students, I should say a lot of them, designed a lot of buildings that were a lot like that one, steel, glass, and boxy. But one of his students designed the next two towers on the right, which are the exact opposite of that. I think that's a sign that he hated his teacher. These were designed by a guy named Bertrand Goldberg in the mid-1960s. They are two of the most recognizable towers in Chicago. The name of them is Marina City for two reasons. There's a marina at the bottom, obviously, and they were built to be a city within a city. They were jam-packed with amenities when they were finished in the 60s, because at that time, nobody else lived around here, so if you chose to live in the towers, they basically had to provide everything for you, and they practically did. A lot of the original amenities have gone away over the years, but they still have the marina, 13 floors of parking per building. When they were first built, the residents also had access to a bank, a dry cleaners, a grocery store, a movie theater, a bowling alley, a health club, a swimming pool, a cocktail lounge, a barbershop, a salon, and their own ice skating rink. The ice skating rink closed in the 1990s after somebody skated off the edge of the structure. I'm just kidding. Just wanted to see if you were paying attention. They did have an ice skating rink, that part's true. All right, moving on ahead to the right after the bridge, you got the oldest building on this branch of the river, this reddish-brown brick building with the clock tower. It is from way back in 1914. It might not sound that old. Keep in mind, a lot of our older buildings were destroyed in the Great Fire of 18... Chicago's kind of like the Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon's amazing. Chicago's amazing in two ways, like the Grand Canyon. It's beautiful from far away. We got the best skyline in the country, but you can't see it on these boat rides. We're inside it. Inside the canyon, you also get some pretty good views. And as you'll see to the left, our canyon's just made of world-class architecture. You got tall and short buildings, old and new ones by famous architects from the past and the present. You're also staring down the heart of our river. It's a view that just about never gets old. The two basic things that make Chicago great are in that view. The most important parts of it, I would argue, the river and our architecture. All right, heading towards the South Branch, let's get back to this building with the incredibly narrow base. We heard a bit about it earlier. You might be wondering why it's so narrow. It's not just because it looks cool, it's because there are railroad tracks on the right side of the structure, that would be the west side, that left the developers with a very narrow piece of land to work with. That's why this land was undeveloped basically ever since there were railroad tracks here. Years ago when I was giving tours, this was the place where I would talk about railroads and why Chicago became the center of railroads in the U.S., because this used to be one of the few places where you could see railroad tracks in downtown Chicago. We've got a lot of railroads around here. We've got 5 downtown train stations. So now you basically can't see them anywhere because they're hidden behind this building and under it. On the other side there's a platform. So this building obviously made use of the narrow site with this fascinating design. Does that lead to any problems for the building? Some of you might wonder, it's got such a narrow base, does it have a problem on windy days with swaying, for example? It does not, because of what's inside the top floor. Inside the top floor is a 160,000 gallon pool of water. When the building sways one direction, the water wants to stay where it was, so it acts as a counterweight, always moving the opposite direction as the buildings sway. If you ever wanted to impress your friends, that's called a tuned sloshing damper system. If you ever wanted to be left alone at a party, that's called a tuned sloshing damper system. That's worked very well for me several times. mile off in the direction I'm gesturing. Story goes that there was a barn down there owned by an Irish lady named Catherine O'Leary. Supposedly she had a cow named Daisy that she was milking in her barn late one night when her cow kicked over a lantern, setting the barn and a lot of Chicago on fire. Some of the story is true. There was a barn down there. It was owned by Catherine O'Leary. She did have a cow named Daisy, even that part's true, and it is the spot where the Great Fire really began. There's even a building on this part of our barn now that shows you Chicago's got a sense of humor about it. The building there now is the Chicago Fire Department's training headquarters. And part of the story that's false is that her cow kicked over a lantern. We don't know how the fire really started. I'm afraid the real story's just gone forever, but we do at least know that that story was made up by a newspaper writer. He admitted to making it up decades later. The Great Chicago Fire was the largest urban fire in U.S. history at the time. It was only surpassed later by the San Francisco earthquake fire of 1906. Our fire was still pretty bad, though. It began on the land to your right, not far from here. I'll show you exactly where in a couple minutes. And after it began, not long after that, it actually jumped the river and burned everything on your left from roughly this point to 4 miles behind you. It burned for 30 hours till it was finally put out by rain. Through those 30 hours, it practically leveled 3.5 square miles of the city. Everything downtown was destroyed. Only 4 buildings in the entire area survived. Roughly 17,000 were burned to the ground, and about 300 people were killed. So if the fire was so big and destructive, how is it good for the city? Well, that's how the city got so much of its great architecture. So many buildings were destroyed that tons of architects were drawn here afterwards to earn commissions for designing buildings. I think there's even a fun, important lesson there. Maybe you're from a city where the architecture is pretty boring, like Green Bay, Wisconsin. It should be set on fire immediately. It would be way better afterwards. But the coolest feature on the Riverwalk is also in this section. It's this large dark glass box hanging over the Riverwalk. Those were added, that was added about 7 years ago, and now most nights of the week it projects custom digital art onto the entire face of the Merchandise Mart building across the river. The program's pretty cool. It's called Art on the Mart. If you want to check it out, I think it's worth adjusting your schedule if you can make it. It's typically Thursday nights through Sunday nights, 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. So you'd have to wait a couple days if you're going to be here, but it's pretty cool. It's the world's largest permanent light projection installation, and the projectors are so precisely calibrated they do not shine into the windows of that building, only onto the stone surface. That was a gift to the city from the owners of the Merchandise Mart. Now, as for the Riverwalk, it is worth telling you what the Riverwalk used to be before it was overhauled. The Riverwalk is essentially new architecture. It's not buildings, of course, but this is architecture, and it's really important to the city. Some have called the new Riverwalk Chicago's second coast, but we did have a Riverwalk before, so why was it all whole families died? All right. Let's move on now to one of the most stunning buildings in Chicago. I put it alongside the one we saw earlier with the narrow base as one of the top 2 most stunning in the city. I'd also put it at the top of my list of most gorgeous buildings in Chicago. Which one am I talking about? Look straight ahead of the boat and go about 5 degrees to the right. You're looking for a building with a dark green narrow neck, shiny top. That top shines so brightly sometimes if you catch it at just the right angle. It's almost like you're looking straight at the sun. That's because the top of that building is covered in pure 24 karat gold leaf. That's the top of what's called the Carbide and Carbon building from 1929. It's an unusual architectural tower. Instead of the standard limestone skin, you're looking at dark green glazed terracotta. And for years, tour guides like myself would say the same thing about that building. It had to have been designed to look like a champagne bottle that had just been opened. The green color is like the glass of a bottle. You got gold foil near the top, and if it had just been opened, what might you see? Champagne shooting out the top. Just had to be true, but there was no verification of that until 2 years ago when some documents were found from the architects from 1928 that said it was inspired by a champagne bottle. That was kind of satisfying to know. If you want to check out that tower, you can. It's home to a high-end hotel called the Pendry. They just opened up a rooftop bar on the first setback on the 24th floor, midway up the tower. It opened up about 4 years.
What about space? No! Earth, come back!
I'm looking at all this stuff. Look, Jesse. Look at all that there.
Earth?
Not for touching.
You'll do it. Hey, tell us, Jesse. What do you think?
Wait, there's so many green lights. Look at
Huh?
that. Look at how many green lights there are.
Yeah, there are a lot of green lights down there, aren't there? Let's see. Yeah.
There's like a Starbucks right by the Starbucks Reserve, and I'm like, which one's better? Which one do you want to go to? Which one's better? The Starbucks Reserve.
Yeah, well, we got to try it out, don't
There's
we?
still some people
What do
in
you-
the Starbucks.
What do you think about the science and
Way
industry?
more people at Starbucks. So, sorry, I'm jumping over you. I might be talking too much, but the what?
Museum of Science and Industry.
Yeah, I'm definitely talking too much, but I think it'll be amazing. That's what I think. I'll be 146.
No, 10.
10?
10. Here we go with you. That's like a independent ambulance service, wasn't it? Alright. Alright, got a lot here to see. the Science Museum. Oh, the Griffin Science and Technology. There's a lot of things here.
You guys know it's a completely safe experiment because the waves in the Tesla coil are moving at such a high frequency. Even if our negative grounding may somehow malfunction, it goes to the ground, it's going to pass right through them completely unharmed. Alright guys, our Tesla coil is going to fire in about 30 seconds, or it does have a short video telling us just a little bit more about how it works. Again, when it fires, it is going to create a really loud sound. So if you guys don't like loud noise, it's going to be a really good time to cover up your ears. It'll fire 3 times, the third time being the loudest and longest.
Look up high, Jesse. Look at the top. Watch it. Look at yours. I'm coming. I see it. That's it. That's a big plane up there. I'm coming. Let's see. I'm gonna get this right here. Yeah, this is the
Lucky.
yeah U505.
How far away from the theater?
I don't know. That's huge. Yeah, they salvaged it, Jesse. Big old German sub.
Same show in the Museum in New York, but it's okay. I should have picked the future cities, but
That's a neat river walk here. We'll go on up here.
Are you recording?
Wow.
Jesse, if you smile, I've got the homemade. park.
I say it's like 6 people. What? Well, this one like 74. Not on 73. Willis. Do you know how tall the Willis Tower is?
How tall is it?
It is 108 floors.
It is. Which one of those miles do you like the best?
Nothing.
He's not had a chance to look at the Patronus Towers yet.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's cool, isn't it, babe?
I heard him talk about the Patronus Tower since he was like 3 years old.
I know. Jesse, you're right near them Patronus Towers. You've talked a long time about them.
Did you know they're even taller than the Willis? They are.
Yeah.
Taller than the Willis.
Pioneering structural innovations and fashioned elaborately ornamented buildings.
Isn't this amazing? Wow.
Uh-huh.
Chicago.
Yeah, you can see the whole thing.
I think it's going to be double the size once I'm in my old age.
You think so?
There's some handcuffs. Out here. Come on.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah. Is that cool?
And a little sound. Huge. Right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Saint something region.
Okay.
It's right there. Big wing type thing. Not in all the towers. There's the A on center. This A is
Magnificent mile, amidst an endless sea of skyscrapers, there's one more magnificent than the rest. The building is home for a few, an office for some, and a destination for many. And since the beginning, it's been in a constant state.
What do you see, bud?
Here's our place.
Huh?
Here's our place.
No, that's not our place.
Is it?
No, you're looking north. Look. This is north.
Oh yeah,
Look at all those buildings north.
It's not
Isn't
our
that cool
place.
looking? No,
But it looks
See
like
Michigan? See Lake Michigan down there?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Hi.
Uh-huh. Isn't that cool?
But not as high as the Willis.
No, but it's high.
The Willis.
It's another tower.
That's our place.
Yeah, our place is down there.
No, it's not.
Is it not?
No.
It's not. It's on the other side, isn't it?
Yeah, y'all don't know where you're at still.
No, the Navy Pier's down here.
Yeah, there's Navy Pier. Look at Navy Pier.
60.
Cool.
But
Alright. Whoa. So what we can see here. Phew. Yeah, I can't see much.
Sincere's in the trunk.
Huh?
And there's the alien and then St. Regis.
What you think, Jesse? See if you can find the Allerton. I don't think you can see it right here. That building's in the way.
What you looking for?
Tell me, you can see our hotel now. You can.
See it?
See it?
See part of the words on
Part of the word. See it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like you're more in the middle of everything. What's that dome out there? Way out there.
Well, you can't see too well. The haze is pretty bad. Oh, it is a kayak tour. It's a kayak tour here.
I'm out roll.
So, like I said, their business model is great. Their building is fantastic. What's not so great is their timing. I mentioned that the building was completed in 1927.
Jesse?
Amazing.
All right, I'm doing a video. Tell me about it.
Amazing. That's all I can say. It's amazing.
I think I'll get on run. Let's see.
On this whole trip, at least on this whole trip, at least we've seen 20 ambulances more.
I think I know what's happening. No, I smell the cherry back then. I can't smell anything green.
And
It's like subtle. I can smell like big
Velvets just have cars. They don't have like taps. They have a bunch of cars.
Where did you get all those? Where did you get all those electric?
There's Al over.
Oh, just some go collect it.
Which is the one called the fire? Did you get like a bunch